Hello, everybody. As a little bit of an introduction, my name is Joseph Benko. I received a chemical engineering degree from Cal State Long Beach, and now I'm pursuing a single subject credential in physics, so I can teach that in the secondary schools. For fun, I enjoy hiking and spending time with my family, which can keep me pretty busy. I have 6 brothers and sisters and 14 nieces and nephews. Well, my idea of a good online class is that it is self-paced so that we can get things done when we can. It's also desirable that the class is thought-provoking, not just memorizing facts and spitting them back out. A good online class also has a lot of participation from the group. This is our class, and we can make it extremely enriching for all of us. So, starting out with a few of the points that we needed to discuss, the instructor video, I learned a few things. First of all, we'll be learning how to collaborate with special education professionals. Special education is a team approach, whether it's the psychologists, speech therapists, and special education teachers. These are just some of the professionals that we will be working with. We'll also learn how to collaborate with families with diverse backgrounds. You know, Southern California has more than 20 different nationalities that live here, all with cultural differences. It's important that we keep this in mind when we're dealing with special education. The other thing I learned from the video is that we'll be using many types of video to cover this subject. This includes video, PowerPoint presentations, internet links, and of course our textbook. This will help to give us a comprehensive understanding of special education. We also wanted to understand the 13 disability categories covered under the Individuals with Disability Education Act of 2004, and they are as follows: autism, deafblindness, deafness, emotional disturbance, hearing impairment, intellectual disability, multiple disabilities, orthopedic impairment, other health impairment, specific learning disability, speech language impairment, traumatic brain injury, and visual impairment. Regarding the eligibility rules for special education, there's 2 criteria that must be met in order to qualify. Excuse me. One is that the student must have a disability that fits into those 13 categories that we described previously in the video. And second, and this is very important, that the disability must have an adverse effect on the student's ability to learn. We also wanted to look at 2 common issues associated with adolescents and disabilities. One is that adolescents engage in risky behavior at a much higher rate, especially with the ones with emotional and behavior disorders. For example, alcohol and marijuana use were both 50% higher in this group than the normal mainstream students. Another one that we find is a general lack of social competence around typical peers, and this can lead to what we call comorbid disorders such as anxiety and or depression. This is why it's also important to understand that identifying language is one of the areas that we need to focus on. What works best is what is called people-first language. This is identifying a person not by the disability, but rather as a person that has a disability. The disability then becomes one subset of the person and not comprising the whole person. One example would be that instead of a person being wheelchair-bound, disabled, or handicapped, we can describe it as a person that uses a wheelchair. Again, the person is the primary focus, and the disability is secondary. One other one would be an autistic child could be described as a child with autism. Sometimes the change in the language is subtle, but again, we want to put the person first and the disability second. I look forward to hearing your comments and to sharing some of mine as we enjoy this class together, and I hope to talk or meet you real soon. Take care.